This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
Welcome to Using Views, and I'm Scott. Normally I have Kim beside me, but she's working right now. I decided to do a quick, what do you say, impromptu show, mainly just because I got a tweet about 31 minutes ago from Eddie, or saw a tweet from Eddie Trunk about 31 minutes ago, or 39 minutes ago now, talking about 5 cancellation and postponements earlier today from COVID of concerts. Day is not even over yet, and add Kiss and Kid Rock to the tally. He says it's truly crazy. Best of health and quick recovery to all. The Kiss one blows my mind, mainly because their tweet says, actually it's a picture, shows the end of the road tour. Kiss show at the Pavilion at Star Lake and Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, is unfortunately postponed due to Paul Stanley testing positive for COVID. More information about show dates will be made available ASAP. Everyone on the entire tour, both band and crew, are fully vaccinated. The band and their crew have operated a bubble independently to safeguard everyone as much as possible at each show and in between shows. The tour also has a COVID safety protocol officer on staff full-time that is ensuring everyone is closely following all CDC guidelines. So again, Paul Stanley, one of the lead singer and original members of Kiss, unfortunately he tested positive for COVID, and Kiss has canceled their show tonight in Burgettstown, Pennsylvania. Kid Rock, again, like Eddie Trunk mentioned in his tweet, also had to cancel his show for this weekend due to everyone in his band having COVID and not him. And he states that before the brains, bloggers, and media trolls run their mouths, like that was a quote from Kid Rock, many of them, like me, have been vaccinated. So those are just two more bands that have been, or two more that have been announced. And on top of the ones that, when I just pulled this up earlier, I wonder how many other bands have canceled, I was kind of shocked to find out that a lot of bands are canceled, including Florida Georgia Line, BTS, Stevie Nicks, Limp Bizkit, Michael Bublé, Korn. That was because of Jonathan Davis testing positive for COVID right before their Scranton show. Fall Out Boy, Leonard Skinner, Garth Brooks just canceled. Yeah, that's one I did know. He just canceled the next 5 shows on his stadium tour. So everybody is just literally canceling left and right, which I honestly can't say I can't blame them. I mean, one, you got band members of Kiss getting COVID. I mean, literally, Paul Stanley got COVID, and I've seen what they've been doing for even like their meet and greets. They've had a plexiglass wall, and the fans would stand in front of that plexiglass with only the band behind them. So they weren't even interacting with the crowd, or or I should say touching people or whatnot. And it, unfortunately, this Delta variant is going to be could be the death of the rest of the 2021 concerts for this fall. I know USA Today also talked about there are now movie theaters who are starting to reclose their doors again. So this really just, it came to a shock when I read it. I mean, I mainly because I knew what Kiss was doing for protocols, and it's just stuff you wouldn't expect. I knew everyone in Kiss had been vaccinated, but it just proves, that it doesn't matter. It don't matter if you got vaccinated or not. This Delta variant is very dangerous. And I mean, this isn't a long show. I'm not going to be on here forever. And Kelly just pointed out she's watching Papa Roach, Breaking Benjamin, Dead, what the hell? DED, Black Veil Brides, And in this moment, uh, and the thing is Eddie Trunk is actually on he just boarded a flight headed for Vegas to go see Wolfgang Van Halen open up for Guns N' Roses there in Vegas this weekend, or probably tomorrow night. And again, here we are. It's August, and we're starting to see whether or not we're getting to the fall. Here we go. Dead. Okay. Thanks, Kel. Anyways, yeah, we're just starting to see the I guess the fall as I guess the best way to call it, because that's what's going to happen is we may next. I mean, what's next is obviously after concerts and movie theaters start doing this, then it's going to be back to the sporting events. I know NASCAR has put in a bunch of new rules for COVID. If an unvaccinated driver gets COVID, then they're pretty much gone for a week. I think it was 1 or 2 weeks, and they have to have 3 negative tests before they're allowed to come back. COVID or vaccinated drivers I think they only have to be, what's the word? Quarantined for like 3 days and pass just 1 test before they're able to come back. I mean, right now with NASCAR, and this is kind of one of those mixture types of shows, but with NASCAR, we're 1 race away from the playoffs for NASCAR's playoff series. And we're going to have 16 drivers involved in that. And heaven forbid one of those 16 get COVID and have to miss a race. Obviously, if it's going to be, if it happens to Kyle Larson, it won't hurt him as much as it would, say, like a Kevin Harvick or Denny Hamlin, who don't have the points to move on to the next round. So it's obviously we're heading back to another scary point. I mean, 2020, we all know, in March of 2020, when everything got slammed in our faces, obviously we're not seeing it quite like that yet. We're not being told to just automatically everybody stay home and quarantine. But I do know a lot of places, or I should say a lot of people, I'm included in this bunch, that due to the Delta variant really becoming a thing around here, I've been wearing my mask again when I go into stores. Obviously, I'm not too afraid of it when I'm outside outside itself. I mean, the freaking wind blows. It's really harder to catch it when it's blowing through the wind. And it's kind of like, I don't know what night it was, but I think it was last night on the Escape Pod when I mentioned that NASCAR had done these things. DJ from Red Force said, what, they're going to catch COVID from at 120 miles an hour. I understand what he's saying. But, the thing is unfortunate that they that they're around their people, they're around their teams. And right now, that's the thing, the drivers are still around their teams. When NASCAR first came back last year, the rules were the drivers arrive at the track were to stay in their buses. They would carry their helmets in a bag, and they would have all this stuff, get to the car, kick off their shoes, put their driving shoes on, get in the car, put their helmet on, and then and once they shut the lid down, then one crew member and usually it was their publicist, because that's usually who they hung around the whole time. They did the oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, it was one person helping the driver, and then helping the driver get strapped in and whatnot. And then once the race was over, they they got back out of the car and went straight to their motorhome and then got in their rental car and got the hell out of the track. Spotters weren't allowed even near the teams. They parked out in the spotter parking lot, walked up to the roof, or actually it was not even the roof. They were using the grandstands because at the time we had no fans, and they had to be 6 feet apart from each other. So right now, sports haven't been taking a hit yet, but I think could easily go back to where we don't have, sporting events with fans again. I think this is where we're headed right now, due to the Delta variant, and then who knows with what other variants. But I just came on real quick just to. I was really shocked about the Paul Stanley thing. Those of you know, we just did a Kiss episode a month and a half ago, whatever it was, and I was really shocked. One, I was shocked that Kiss went back on the road. I started seeing post or stuff with them on the road. I'm like, really interesting. And then I noticed that, all right, and then this happened today. Where I just happened to notice this tweet from Eddie Trunk about the fact that Kiss now had to postpone at least their show tonight. Obviously, it's gonna be more shows than that. And I knew, like I said, I knew about Garth Brooks. I knew he was gonna be. I knew he had canceled his at least next 5 shows because of COVID, because he's worried about the Delta variant. But then again, that guy's selling out. Him and Kiss are selling out. Close to 100,000 arena anyway. Garth Brooks can go into a football stadium and sell the sucker out, and so can Kiss. And then the worst part is you're going to have all these smaller bands that are doing like some of the smaller venues that are more likely going to be canceling their shows because they don't want to be packing people in together like that. Or it's going to become back to, with a small arena, you can still do pods, but then again, you're still not having a full show. You're not having that full crowd there. So, and Kelly says she knew about 9 Inch Nails. They canceled their tour at the beginning of the week. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody's starting to. I really do see a lot of cancellations coming, and it sucks because we were all starting. I hate to say it, we were all just getting used to everything reopening and being open again. We were going to concerts, we were going to movies. Well, I hadn't gone to a movie yet, and I'd been to a concert yet, but you know what I mean. We were concerts were being held. They started showing movies back in the theaters again, and you didn't have to buy a pod or buy the whole. You go in there for one night and you've got the whole thing yourself, which would be friggin' cool. Be like your own private friggin' living room to a point. But I was worried about this. I was worried about when we got back to the fall, what would happen. And here we are back to the fall. We're starting to see an uptick in cases. So be careful out there. Be safe. When you go into stores, please wear your mask. See Tom. I know Tom's in the chat. Dude, if I was you, I'd be wearing my damn Bronco Fett helmet everywhere. If I owned the friggin' Stormtrooper helmet or something, I would go in the stores with that on. It would be the thing I would do. But other than that, like I said, this is a quick impromptu, talk about real quick. So I hope everybody else has a great week. We'll be back on Tuesday morning. Obviously, we got race review. And Tuesday night is still climbing up in the air, but if anything, we will go potpourri. We're good at those. And if we go potpourri, we're more likely going to be, I'll be putting kind of a bunch of stuff out there. A bunch of, probably put out an open invite for anybody who wants to jump in on the live stream that night. And yeah, I'll put it probably put it in the Discord, and I'll share it with all of our new friends, because you know what? See, Kim's not here. Kim didn't remind me. Anyways, Tom says he wears it doing his pharmaceutical deliveries. Awesome. But if Kim's not here, and I totally forgot to do it. But let me just hit a couple of these real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Main ones are thank you to our patrons: Lunar Girl and Dragon Buddy, Don Della Snooch Sulsky, Brady Big Lovin', Hannah, Mikey, Brenly, and Case. If you want to join our Patreon, go to patreon.com, search in that creative bar, Used and Abused Pod. And we are a proud member of the Red 5 Network. Go to red5network.com to find more exciting podcasts. Earlier tonight, me, Kel, and a bunch of us were all in the what was it? Play. God damn it! No, I went blank again. See, this is what happens when you get old. Anyways, it's a good podcast. Don Bell Snooze is on it tonight. They talked about the movie Free Guy. I'm sure Kel's probably saying it in the chat, and I'm just not there. Oh, there we go. Press Play. And it's actually Press Play Streaming Studios. Go check them out. I've got them on. I think I retweeted a few things from them on Twitter. Yeah, Press Play. And yeah, that was a great show tonight. And they're part of the Red 5 Network. Alan's part of the Red 5 Network. He had, like I said, Don Devil Snooze from the Escape Pod, who was the first one of our little 3-member pod team, part of the Red 5 Network. And of course, Chantel wasn't. She was in the chat. So I got confused. But anyways, other than that, that's just a few of the quick little pieces I'm going to go over tonight, or things. Anyways, oh God, I hit that one. Anyways, you guys know, check out Sidebar Cantina, and of course, ATSW The Escape Pod. Yeah, so until Tuesday, have a great weekend. Great what's left of your work week. Be kind to everyone. Peace.